Wherever you focus, your energy goes and that thing grows. If you focus on traumas, anxiety grows. If you focus on goals, your life grows. Hello everyone, this is Jyoti and I am your brain coach for accelerated learning, and we are taking up the most demanded topic, that is focus. Before that, if you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon as well. Now this mind has a natural tendency to be distracted, and energy has a natural tendency to be scattered. So it needs training. Now look at the sun's rays. They are all scattered. But if you focus those rays through a lens, you know what will happen, right? Now the light around you in your room is also scattered. But if that light is focused, concentrated, and it becomes a laser, it can cut the hardest substance on the earth, that's diamond. So if you develop a laser-like focus, why do you think you cannot cut through the hardest time, the biggest challenges, toughest problems? You can cut through all of them if you have laser-like focus. Now what is focus? Focus is an ability to hold and control attention. Now in the book Flow, it is explained that we have a conscious memory. See, this brain definitely has immense storage capacity. I've already discussed that in the memory videos. But conscious memory or the conscious processing is only around 126 bits per second. That is, in 1 second, your brain can process only 126 bits of information. Let's look at this with an example. Suppose one person is talking to you and you are processing the information, whatever that person is saying, and maybe 60-70 bits per second is being utilized for that person. And then suddenly a second person starts saying in between, and maybe another 60, maybe 50-60 bits is used to listen to that person. You will still be able to manage that because that's around 110, 120. But if in that moment third person speaks in between, boom, your focus goes. You cannot process more than 126 bits per second. I hope that is clear to you. Then, if you are processing 126 bits of information only from one source, that is laser-like focus. That is called a flow state, where you lose the environmental awareness, you lose every other awareness, and you are just concentrating on one thing. For example, in the class, if you are in a flow state, your teacher is explaining to you and you are focusing on what she's saying, that means all the 126 bits of processing is through one source only. You are not even aware what the person sitting next to you is doing. You are in a flow state. You are 100% focused. Or let's look at it the other way around. Maybe you're dreaming and maybe you're somewhere else, and 126 bits are processed only from that portion. You are not aware where your teacher is standing. You're not aware what your teacher said. You're not even aware what that next person to you is writing or doing, right? See, the other way around. So your focus is on some kind of daydreaming there. That is a flow state. So when a painter is painting and he is very much focused on it, the person will lose the environmental awareness and he will be in flow state. This must have happened sometimes to you, that you're so much engrossed in a book that you couldn't hear your mother calling you, right? That time, entire 126 bits, maybe some of them is always used for bodily awareness and environmental awareness, but at least 120 bits per second is completely consumed from one source. That is focus, flow state, right? Let's talk about the factors which influence this flow state, which influence this processing of 120 bits per second. So there are external factors and there are internal factors. In this video, I will talk only about some of the external factors. And the first external factor is distractions. This word is often used as an antonym to focus also, though the antonym of distraction is traction, not focus. Now, distraction. The world is craving for your attention. This is attention economy. If you go on the roads There are hoardings which are craving for your attention. If you drive a car, the FM is craving for your attention. And if you take your phone in your hand or laptop in your lap, you have so many things which are craving for your attention, right? Now let's look at the two types of attention. Now attention can be conscious and attention is reflexive. Conscious is where you decide you want to pay attention to, and reflexive is which comes automatically through reflexes. Like when you are walking, you are not paying focus, not paying attention to the way you walk. But if your foot is hit somewhere, there's a reflexive attention immediately which goes there. So this is automatic, and this is what the world is looking forward to. This is where you are weakening your focus. So you picked your phone thinking that you want to check your bank statement maybe, but then you saw a notification there, and after that notification you landed up on a Facebook page. On a Facebook page, while scrolling, you reached the Insta page, you saw an ad there, and you landed up shopping, right? So that was reflexive attention. This is reducing the attention span also. From what we had 12 seconds as 20 years ago, today humans only have 8 seconds attention span. We are even bad, even worse than a golden fish. You know, even a fish has an attention span of 9 seconds. Why? Because we are practicing distraction. We are not practicing focus. Distraction has become a skill. That is why. Let's look at the second factor which influences. The second factor is multitasking. Now, if you think that you are multitasking and you are a pro or you are a highly efficient person, let me burst it. Multitasking reduces your productivity by 40%. Neuroscience has proved it. We are not meant for multitasking. It is actually not multitasking, it is actually multi-switching. Let's look at with an example. If you're counting notes, you're counting money and you're counting notes, and somebody gives you an instruction in between, either you will lose your count and listen only what the person said, or you will not process that information. You will just feel, okay, somebody said something, and you stay focused on counting the number of notes and you finish the counting. You cannot do both of them together until unless you are a saint who has mastered all the 5 senses. But otherwise, you cannot focus on both the things, cannot process both the things together. So you switch focus, and switching focus comes with a cost. Remember, 120 bits per second. So there is a task A and there is a task B. So when you are doing task A and suddenly you switch to task B, there is an attention residue. Something is left from this to here. And when you have started focusing on this one and you come back to this one, again there is an attention residue. Microsoft studied it over the employees and found out that to bring again those train of thoughts again, to come to the flow state again, it takes 5 minutes minimum. And for some of you, it might take 15 minutes as well. So multitasking is reducing your capacity. It is not a very efficient thing. So please do one task at a time. You will be more focused. Let's look at the third external factor. The third external factor is your physical health. We are energy beings. We need energy. Then we consume energy, we utilize the energy, and then we again need energy, so we recharge. So usually we take it from the food. You are what you eat. And our brain's first function is, prioritized functions are the bodily functions. So if you think that I will focus on my study, let me just order food, I mean the junk food, and you've eaten why it is called junk food? Because it takes a lot of energy to digest, right? Now you've eaten the junk food, your brain's first priority will be to digest that. You cannot tell your brain, oh please stop the digestion for some time, I need to focus on the work. your brain's first primary priority will be digestion. And after that, whatever is left, energy will be given to you to utilize for something else. So we really need to be careful about the energy, the nutrition that we have, right? And the second thing is exercise, right? The body movement. Your body moves, your brain grooves, right? So when your heartbeat rises, your brain also sharpens a lot, right? For the good reasons, running and all, right? So now what happens is, if you do not exercise, there is something called brain derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. This is responsible for generating new neurons, or in short, to making your brain sharper. And the only source for BDNF is exercise. You cannot get it from any food or any medicine. The only source is to exercise. So at least stretch yourself. At least stretch yourself when you are too much focused on something, or when take brain breaks from the work, because the focus, the attention span is also less, and the energy utilized to focus will also deplete with time, and you need to recharge yourself, right? So what are the three factors? How will you work on them? For distractions, you can just shut down the notification on your phone when you're doing something, because that sound, reflexive focus, you cannot stop yourself from not paying attention to that sound. After that, you decided, okay, I will not check the notification. That also takes some bits of that 120 bits. Multitasking, the switching, also takes something from that 120 bits. And if you do not have the necessary energy only, there is no point you will be able to focus. If you like this video, please press the like button. I will talk about the internal triggers, the internal factors which affect your focus in the next video. So subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you know about the internal triggers also. Till then, stay focused and bye-bye.